Welcome to another episode of This Was a Star Wars Podcast. I'm Michael.
I'm Mickett.
I'm Nikki.
And today we're talking about Indiana Jones, the best Harrison Ford trilogy of all time that should have stayed a trilogy, but didn't because it decided to make more money. And somehow make Shia LaBeouf important in films again, without, adding too many robots, but aliens?
Okay, I will say, although I agree, I 100% agree that it should have stayed a trilogy, there's nothing more satisfying than watching Harrison Ford punch out Nazis. If we just movies over and over of that, I'd be totally fine. I'd just keep going to the movie theater and just keep watching it. One of my favorite things.
I do.
Okay. All right. Respect. That's really funny because I was talking to my girlfriend about it before, and I was like, so the running theme in this is just Indiana essentially foiling plans of the Nazis to steal Christian artifacts. Really? Like that's
yeah.
The Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, whatever they were looking for in Temple of Doom, which slips my mind at the moment.
Which wasn't Christian, right?
Right.
It was the little rock things that were, I don't remember exactly. Did they say exactly what country they were in?
India.
Was it? Okay. Yeah. So not Christian.
But technically, though, he wasn't off to go find that. He just stumbled upon it. That was just like a Wednesday afternoon in the day of Indiana Jones.
That's also true.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, wasn't he after the little doll thing, the little, I don't know what you call it, little statuette of the little dude?
The one that Darth Maul has? Well, not Darth Maul. Vision.
That's a holocron. Different.
No, they have the it's from the little face from Temple of Doom, huh?
Oh yeah. In what's it called? Yeah. But that's in the beginning of Temple of Doom, right?
That's the very beginning of Temple of Doom, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So wait. So what is he getting in the beginning? Yeah. Wait. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. I was like, man, did I totally make a wrong turn?
He's delivering the remains of Emperor Nirahachi to a gangster named Lao Chi in a nightclub in Shanghai. In Club Obi-Wan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it says here.
Yeah.
I'm on the official fandom.com.
That's why
Indiana
Indiana Jones
so.
is in the Star Wars universe.
Yep. So we've confirmed. That's already confirmed.
And it makes its way back around. Here we are again.
And there's hieroglyphics that feature C-3PO and
R2-D2.
Fucking R2. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. My biggest problem with some of these is that and it's not even really a bad thing. It's actually kind of great that when I watch the movies, I'm never oh yeah, this one came after this one, or this one came after this one, because I feel like the timelines make a little bit of sense with each other, but realistically, I can watch them in any order, and I don't really have to be too in depth on the story prior. I just Indiana Jones is gonna punch some people out and steal some artifacts. That's as far as we go.
True.
Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to think. I feel like, you don't need to really see them in any sequential order to understand what's going on, because they feel like three independent films, if I'm not really mistaken. And they don't really tie off of each other too much, which I think is what makes them unique as a trilogy in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's it makes it easy to just say, if I'm showing somebody for the first time, I just be yo, just watch one of them. It doesn't really matter. You can just have fun, But unfortunately, Crystal Skull.
Aliens. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
It's just aliens. Like, why?
I'm gonna drop one here. Actually, didn't mind Crystal Skull. I think it was
Really?
that bad. Aliens makes perfect sense, especially if you go into like history, ancient aliens, everything. Aliens. Look,
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
aliens. Like it makes. I remember being confused, like why aliens, and then you kind of think about it, like, well, yeah, it makes sense.
True.
Granted, it wasn't, I wouldn't give it an Academy Award or anything like that or a Grammy, but it's a good, fun Indiana Jones movie.
Was Kate Blanchett the Nazi in that one? Because I think they were
was
still.
the Nazis or communists?
Yeah. I'm trying to like.
I don't know. You
blast
have to
through
look that
this.
one.
I'm looking this one up real quick. Soviets, communists. There you go. She was, I believe she was Irina Spalko. Ukrainian, to be specific, according to the wiki.
Oh, dang.
But yeah,
Besides the over-the-top ending that turned our history movie into a science fiction movie, which is where I feel like they kind of dropped the ball. I thought the ants were kind of weird. That was a bit much. You guys remember that part?
I don't remember the ants.
not really.
Where they're like,
Oh, yeah. Like a sea of ants during the like the Jeep chase or whatever.
yeah. And see, like, I get where they went with those ants. Like that's a real thing, but like it just felt like they were trying too hard.
I can agree with that.
Right? Like if this was a ride, say at Disneyland, and it had like the ants and then it ended up in space and stuff like that, I'd be like, whoa, this is crazy. But like as a movie, I was like, oh, this is crazy.
Whoever wrote the wiki for this is great. They said, however, the Soviet soldier just wasn't quick enough, and he was devoured by the massive amounts of ants after he succumbs to their biting.
just J.K. Rowling writing wikis for other fucking movies.
Which means the Harry Potter universe would be connected.
It's still connected.
Which chalice would Cole Young pick?
Oh, he would definitely not pick the Carpenter's one because he would go for something bigger. And that's probably why now I'm so nice about this movie, is because I watched that abomination that was Mortal Kombat. That anything else after that, it's like, hey, not so shabby.
I'm excited for I'm still excited for the sequel, as I am excited for Indiana 5, which will be interesting to see how that one turns out, if it ever gets finished.
Do we think they're gonna put Alien?
Probably.
I hope not. I hope they just do an original.
They have officially announced 3 people in the cast, by the way. So you have obviously Harrison Ford. Mads Mikkelsen is going to be in it. And Phoebe Waller-Bridge is going to be in it as well.
Why am I picturing Phoebe from Friends?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge was in Solo, a Star Wars story. She was also in she will also be in the new James Bond movie No Time to Die. And she's Fleabag in Fleabag, if you guys have watched Fleabag. So
no idea.
She's very British. She's very British.
She's the main lady in Solo, right?
I believe so, yeah. Right? She's the main
That's what I thought. Okay.
lady in Solo. You only saw it once, right?
The Khaleesi girl?
I think.
Who is? Oh, Amelia Clark
her
is
name
the
is
main
Phoebe?
one. Amelia,
That's-
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Amelia Clark from Game of Sword Throne thing. That show. The
Wheel of Chairs.
yes. The Price is Fire.
Fuck, I was just about to say something like that. That was good. That was better than mine.
Wheel of Dragons.
Wheel of Dragons. Did any of you guys watch the cartoon back in the day?
So who does she play in?
Oh,
Wheel of Dragons?
Let me.
Yeah, on it.
Indiana Jones had an animated series as well. It was like the young Indiana Jones. I'm gonna look up who she was in Solo real quick while we talk about that.
Wait, do you guys remember Young Indiana Jones? Like not the cartoon? Because wasn't there a few of that as well?
There was a TV show. Wasn't that a TV show?
I think so, yeah.
Was it also with River Phoenix?
Oh man, I forgot about that with River Phoenix. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm going to look that up first because we're talking about that. And then I will look up who she was in Solo. Sean Patrick Flannery also played Indiana Jones.
Huh.
So the early years, it was Corey Carrier. The war years and the years of change for Indiana Jr. Sean Patrick Flannery played him from 16 to 21. George Hall played him at 93. Wow. That's all in the Chronicles, the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. 2 seasons.
Can you imagine being a 93-year-old man playing young Indiana Jones? Go him. Go him, his genes, and his DNA, which is DNA. Indy DNA.
So she Phoebe Waller-Bridge played L337. She played a droid.
Oh,
She was the voice.
That's why I don't know who she is.
yeah. I couldn't put a face.
Yes.
So it's just a round circular face with an ocular line that goes back and forth.
So British too, when you think about it.
Oh man.
Okay, so favorite Indiana Jones movie?
I'll go first. I'm gonna go with Temple of Doom. Short round? Come on, that guy, like, he stole the show. You call him Dr. Jones, lady. All the best lines. All the best lines for him.
Oh man. What about you, Mickett?
Which one's with the Ark of the Covenant?
Raiders
The
of
Last
the Lost Ark.
Oh, the Lost Ark. That one's definitely my favorite. There's something about that part with the Nazi guy at the end when his face melts. I'm always like, yeah, this feels right.
I've never 3 to that scene plenty of times.
I am actually going to go with Last Crusade, which is awesome because I love the puzzle sequence at the end, the leap of faith, and then like the whole process of getting to the room with the goblets and the chalices, and like that whole sequence is really cool.
Yeah,
like spelling out the name of God on the floor. And then, like, I don't know. I just thought that's when I think of Indiana Jones, I think of that entire sequence.
Is this slowing down too?
Yeah, it's probably my internet. There we go. Did it freeze with me just like looking like an idiot?
I wish you really talked like that. No, it slowed you down where you sound like the sloth from fucking, what was that?
Zootopia?
That yes. Exactly like that.
You know what's going to be really sad is that's only for you guys because the audience gets my feed. So they'll get my audio, which is clean. And
that sucks. You guys all just missed that. And it was fantastic. And it was the best part too was when Mika and I connected eyes and we were there. We were there, man.
That was me picking the wrong grail. That's what happened. I picked the wrong chalice.
Choose wisely.
Who was the knight in that?
Obi-Wan. Oh my God. It's Obi-Wan.
Is it really Alec Guinness?
No, but If I said it confidently enough, like you might have believed it.
Oh my God. So he was a Templar knight, right? Ancient knight of the Guard of the Grail.
Yeah.
It was. Oh, come on. Just give me the name of the damn actor.
Just give me the damn of the name.
Give me the damn of the name. He's just known as the Grail Knight. Brother of Sir Richard and another knight who also served in the First Crusade. Anyway, this is great podcast.
One other thing I really like about 2 is one of the ending scenes when you see the villain. And Mick, I'm sure you know this. Ash says this line all the time about the Kalima.
Oh yeah.
Kalima. Nanam Shabbat, Nanam Shabbat, Nanam Shabbat, Shabbat. Whenever I irritate her, she pulls out my heart in front of me and crushes it, chanting that.
Kind of like more that because you're.
It's all coming back to me.
Okay, so random question. Too far outside of Indiana Jones, although this is technically related to Indiana Jones, just because I just literally took an art history class. Do we know if the arc itself is supposed to be as Pandora's box? I feel like they have the same kind of concept.
See, now what's really interesting is I've always thought of that comparison. Now, this is weird. Full disclosure, I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic grade school and high school, but I had a lot of mythology classes as part of my education because they want you to be a well-rounded human at the same time, as weird as that comes across sometimes. But I've always considered that, like, because no one ever really knows, you know, you have the Ark of the Covenant, it's highly protected, but no one really knows what was inside of it other than, you know, something mystical. It was believed to have the 10 Commandments inside of it. It's believed to have the true vision of God inside of it. But I think that's an interesting comparison because I would have never thought, like, initially until you brought that up again, like that could be the linear comparison to Greek mythology, how, like, you know, flood myths and the existence of the Garden of Eden, or, you know, Mesopotamia as the Greeks see it, you know, they all run linear to each other. So I could see the Ark of the Covenant being Pandora's box. That's a crazy point out.
Yeah, like maybe one's just mistaken for the other, and it's really only one thing, and it exists in 2 different, you know, ideas. That's why it seems like every time someone opens it, or, well, I guess in the concept of movies right now, you know, every time somebody opens it, well, those spaces get melted, you know.
That's a killer point. Literally. But
literally.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, you at the beginning of Assassin's Creed, you go to Solomon's Temple to protect the Ark of the Covenant from the Templars, even though you're not even.
Solomon Grundy?
Batman.
Wow.
Imagine if he had a temple, though. Okay.
Solomon Grundy's temple. Oh.
I always think that was such a badass name. I don't know why. There's something about it that says whiskey and Marlboro Reds.
Solomon it kind of
like early
like
times. You're not talking about like Jameson or anything high class. Like I'm talking like early times. Some in a plastic bottle.
Solomon Grundy sounds like when you're on tour and you don't change your underwear.
Ooh, you do get some Solomon Grundys like that.
Yeah, you're Solomon Grundle at that point. It's not good.
Yeah. Oh.
I remember on Warped Tour, I went to use the bathroom one time after not being able to shower for a while. And it's Warped Tour, you know. And even when using the bathroom, I could just smell my Solomon Grundy.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
The best part is like that means nothing, and you guys are already disgusted, and that is art.
Correct.
Oh god.
Hold on, I gotta do my sexy the Jeff Goldblum pose after doing that.
I'm leaving that in. I'm leaving it in. I may remove all of the
You're welcome,
context,
world.
all the context of why you're doing that, but I'm going to leave it in just to see what people say. Why is
Yeah.
he being all
If
Jeff
you want to make that the
Goldblum-y?
thumbnail, that's cool.
So ever noticed that it seems like in every movie that there's a old rickety bridge, it always gives out? What's up with that?
Why does Indy like
someone
old
not
rickety
taking care of
bridges?
these things?
Why does he like old rickety
Yeah.
bridges so much?
And also, too, what happened to him where he doesn't like snakes?
Oh wait, didn't they explain that?
Oh, that's right in the beginning of 3, huh?
Yeah, where he falls into the thing with the big old snake.
See what Google says.
That's
Indiana Jones. Also, I'm sad. Oh, suffers from fear of snakes brought on from when he fell into a crate of them aboard the Dunn and Duffy circus train in 1912 while trying to evade Fedora, from whom Indy had taken the Cross of Coronado.
Nikki, I saw you laugh a little bit when you heard Fedora.
yeah. I just imagine like you know, little River Phoenix running with like this fedora hat chasing, like, I'm gonna come on you. Not like that, but I'm gonna be on your head. Not like that, but you're gonna wear me. Okay, not like that, but
Fedora. All right.
Oh,
we gotta get you a bad vest and a Spotify.
You're gonna love ska music after this.
Yeah.
Do you know how to play trumpet? How about trombone?
Fedora.
Have you guys ever tried to use a whip in real life?
Yes.
Yeah.
How did it go?
Not well.
I remember old merch guy Pat bought one. I think it was Pat. He bought a whip and was just cracking it one day, just like, you know, in the parking lot. And golly, the sound of that was like lightning. Like when he got a good one.
It's loud as fuck.
Yeah, it's like the old world version of like a taser. Like when you hear it, you're like, oh, what is that? Like,
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and it
So
probably had this.
Did I say something wrong?
It also had the same effect, I would assume, like the instant pain of being tased.
You know, I have never been either, so I cannot say. You've been
Not like
tased
that.
before?
Yes, voluntarily. I was voluntarily tased. I signed a waiver and everything. I was
Did you really?
yeah, so I was in college, I was a hall president because, you know, I had no friends. But yeah, so we had the campus police come and like do a presentation, and they asked if one of the council members would be willing to get tased, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And so I did it and immediately regretted it when my entire body, like I got hit and my entire body seized, and I was like, oh, and I fell, and I was like, this really hurts. I never want to deal with this ever again. So that's my story.
Oh, bad.
Yeah, it's not fun. Not fun.
Who wants to get tased? Me. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Let's go.
I probably was too. It probably didn't help my heart rate all that much.
I inhaled 16 rounds of Jello. Let's go.
I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey. Anyway. Have you guys been on the Indiana Jones ride?
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I made it a mission
That's a must.
when I was there to do that, and it was awesome.
I do still love that ride. And I wish that they would kind of like, you know, fix up a little bit, add something new, but I still absolutely love it. Adore it. Fedora it, if you will.
You're fired.
Come on. That was
I love that on the ride, like if you look at the bottom chassis of the car, it like stays perfectly flat on the track, but the top of the car is like, yeah, the whole time.
Oh my God, that was nuts. In Denver, we had like a Temple of Doom type ride back in the day. Like you would go in the tunnel similar, and it had like the snake heads that came out and like the rolling boulder and everything. But it was here in Denver. It wasn't the same experience. And then I got to go to California and experience the actual Indiana Jones ride. And I was like, the one in Colorado sucks. This is bullshit. Because I was all excited for like the same experience, and it was 10 times better. And I was so happy.
Even waiting in line at Disneyland is a fun experience. Like going inside like the temple and all. And
yeah. What park do you have in Colorado?
We have Elitch Gardens. It's been here for 60 some years, maybe longer. It's moved locations twice now in my lifetime, and has one of the fastest wooden roller coasters in the US, I believe, at the time it was built. And then it was owned by Six Flags for a little while, so we had a lot of like Looney Tunes characters running around back in the day. But now it's just it's independent again. It's back owned by the city. It was a lot of fun as a kid. It's really cool. Had some awesome roller coasters, and yeah, it's not nearly like Universal Studios Hollywood Horror Nights, but it's got some cool shit during Halloween. Turns it into a haunted theme park, which is kind of cool.
I didn't know that you guys had any theme parks in Colorado. That's actually pretty cool. I'll have to check it out next time I'm there.
Yeah, we also have Lakeside, which is the most dangerous, like one of the most dangerous theme parks in all of the world. They have a ride called the Wild Chipmunk that breaks like every 2 weeks. But it costs like $9 to get in, and people go there because it's cheap, and it used to be a big deal, and now it's not.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Let's see, what else was I gonna bring up? Who's the best female sidekick of the Indiana Jones films?
Would we call her a female sidekick, or she's like the counterpart? She's like I don't know what the word for that would be.
His like
love interest?
Yeah, because I mean in Raiders it's what, Marion Ravenwood?
yeah.
And then Temple of Doom, I believe my girlfriend called her the annoying blonde lady.
Yeah. That was her.
Kate
But I love their
Capshaw.
chemistry though.
Yeah. Okay. It's been a minute since I've seen Temple of Doom, so I'll have to segue that one to you, Nikki.
I don't know her name. I don't remember her name. But yeah, she was like the annoying blonde, but their chemistry was fun. It was fun to watch. She wasn't a badass like Marion was, because obviously Marion fucking nearly handled those guys in the beginning. And they came burning out the car. And she fucking and she's hammered drunk while kicking all those dudes' ass.
That's right. She
shot, hammered. Didn't even slur. Puts me to shame.
Her character's name was Willie Scott.
And two, huh?
Yeah, and two. It was probably Wilhelmina or Willie Scott was Kate Capshaw's character in the second one.
What's the song? Dun, 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 dun. Anything goes.
Yeah, anything goes. Yeah.
Wow, the antidote.
Yeah,
I find another. Sorry, all right.
No,
I think I'm gonna go with Shia LaBeouf's mom. Yeah, like that. She was my favorite one for sure.
Oh, interesting.
The hard ass.
Yeah, she was a badass.
Yeah, we can't stop her, even if she's drunk.
Even if she's drunk.
Go her. Go her.
Yeah, because she outdrank that one guy. You remember in the beginning?
Yeah.
And like it was like, I'm not even sure that she was drunk though, because you remember like she outdrank that one guy and she looked like she was like drunk, but then like as soon as they stepped away from the table, she was fine. Like,
yeah,
I think faking it, you know.
She was playing everybody the whole time.
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
her tolerance is like so high, but I mean, you know, something's got it's going through her system. They're drinking out the same bottle.
They're slamming on.
just all set.
I can't like Elsa Schneider just because we know what her whole role was through all of Last Crusade. I would have to go with I'd probably have to go with Marion Ravenwood, because I think she's just hardcore, and the fact that her her kid is Shia LaBeouf is unfortunate for her, but she had no choice. It's not her choice. It's just I don't think Indiana Jones and Marion Ravenwood would have Shia LaBeouf as a child, but I guess I was wrong. It's wrong all along. Wrong all along.
Well, Danny Zuko.
Right. Oh.
What's funny is every time I think of Danny Zuko now, I don't even think of John Travolta. I think of a comedian named Christian Finnegan, who's like, yeah, I'm cool. I was Danny Zuko in Greece as a sophomore. That's right, ladies. I did theater. Like telling everybody he thinks he's cool. He's like, I know I'm not cool. It's fine, Dora.
Okay, so favorite character in any of the Indiana Jones that's not Indiana Jones?
Short Round.
Yeah, that's a tough one. He is pretty great.
See,
not only was he Short Round Indiana Jones, but he was also Data in the Goonies.
Yep.
Which is also my favorite character from that movie as well. For me, between Short Round and I don't know why I can't think of his name ever. The guy who helps Indiana Jones when they're in like, I'm trying to think of what movie it is. They're like in the like real rural city. He's like,
Salah?
oh, Indy, I'll help.
Yeah.
Is it
I
Salah?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
that's who I was thinking of.
Bad Dates.
Yeah, Bad Dates. Yeah.
That's who I was gonna say was Salah or Short Round, because Salah makes me laugh every time. He's like, Indy, how are you? Like, oh god,
yeah,
again. Oh, man.
He's that friend that every time, like, he's genuinely excited to see you, and you know that you're gonna have a great time, but it's always gonna be a little messed up. That's just how it always ends up.
That's the Salah way,
Kind of like hanging out with you, Nick.
Yeah. You never know what's going to happen.
Some shit will always go down, but it's going to be a great time. We do it.
Next time I see him, I'm like, Mickey, good to see you.
Bad Dates. Just bring a bag of something.
When you come in the restaurant, I'm going to stop your bite and just be like, bad, whatever you eat. Whatever you eat. Bad fried shrimp.
Oh, man.
Bad Pepsi.
Bad Pepsi.
Also, if there's a third, I'm gonna actually say the little monkey.
The one that dies?
Yeah, because he was a little double agent,
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
How believable was Sean Connery as Henry Jones Sr.? And how did that feel for you guys? I loved it personally. I thought that was great. I thought their chemistry was fun. Very interesting film.
it's good. The only thing with me is that no matter what Sean Connery movie I see, I always see the guy that plays him from the Saturday Night Live, like Celebrity Jeopardy.
Oh, Daryl Hannah, or not Daryl Hannah?
Yeah,
Daryl Hammond. Daryl Hannah's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
attractive woman. Daryl Hammond is not.
Your mother, Rebecca. I just want to hear Sean Connery just talk like that all the time.
There's a line, we were just talking about this before. There's a line in Last Crusade where I believe Indy asks his dad, and he says, "How did you know she was evil?" And he said, "She talks in her sleep." And apparently that was potentially ad-libbed, which, could you imagine Harrison Ford like looking at Sean Connery going, "Did you just ad-lib the script?" Like giving him a little grief for it. Just being crotchety about it.
Every time I see Sean Connery or hear him talk, I think James Bond. I don't know why. That's not even one of James Bond movies. It's just, for some reason, he just has a very James Bond-esque feel, you know?
I think he should have played James Bond when he was younger. Now that you say that.
Here's a fun fact about that scene, the Zeppelin scene. Sean Connery and Harrison Ford wore no trousers during the shooting of the entire Zeppelin sequence. It was filmed in a very hot studio, and Connery didn't want to sweat too much. I think they just wanted to hang out in the knickers.
Yeah.
In their short pants. But the one thing I hear Sean Connery say all the time in my head, two lines from two movies that weren't awesome but were okay. One is from Entrapment when he's talking to Catherine Zeta-Jones and he says, "You're playing both sides." Yeah. And then the other one is from Finding Forrester when he says, "You're the man now, dog."
Oh, wait. So just so there's an understanding, they were wearing sweatpants during the scene, or they were wearing no pants?
It sounds like no pants.
But were they wearing boxers?
Probably.
Harrison Ford and Sean Connery just at the table with literally nothing on from the waist down. This makes sense, guys.
Zeppelin shoot. No pants during Zeppelin shoot. No pants during Zeppelin shoot.
You're like, you have to put on pants, and he was like, "Well, I don't want to sweat too much."
They're like, "Whatever, man. We'll shoot you from the waist up. We're losing daylight, people." You think George Lucas sat there and went, "Well." All right, I guess.
I love it, but now we have a studio full of all these different voices that's immediately been created.
We've been copyright claimed. It's too late. We're in trouble now. The video's not even up yet. Copyright claim.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm looking through. There's too much trivia about this movie because it's too good. And it's unfortunate because that one line would be important to know. But it's so far down here. Oh my God, there's so much.
You know, it's one of my favorite scenes is I think when they're in what's the city that Salah is in? Do we know specifically what city that is?
Is he in Cairo?
God, I don't know why I went to the city change. Yeah, it might be.
Is it? That I do know it's I want to say a Middle Eastern city.
Let's see if I think the Nazis.
Well, point being is when when Indy is in that city, and that one guy stands there to fight him, and like this is one of my favorite scenes because I think about this literally all the time. Do the answer?
Marrakesh, Morocco.
Okay, there we go. Marrakesh. When that guy comes out to fight him, and he literally just shoots him, and I'm always like, "Yeah, why oh, why don't we do that? I don't understand why everyone puts down the weapon and goes to fight. I'm like, yo, it's done.
Yeah.
I've got other things, you know.
My girl is being driven away. Boom. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
So apparently that scene was also improvised. Harrison Ford, I guess it was really hot. He was tired. He wasn't feeling well. And he was just he pulled out his gun and shot the guy. And the character responded in tow, and they're like, cut, print, go for it. That's some impressive acting.
That's fantastic.
From a stunt guy who's like, oh, he's pulling at his gun. I guess I should react like I've been shot. Boom. And he does it. And that was amazing. It's incredible.
That's right.
The only time the improv class has ever paid off, right there.
He yes-handed so well. It was so good. So, okay. So we've had, oh, go ahead, Nikki. Yours your turn to roll here, sir. I thought you were saying something.
Nikki, say something. Go.
Go. I don't know. What was the question?
All right. So we've had Nazis. We've had aliens. We've had snakes. We've had Middle Eastern storylines, Indian storylines. What would make communist storyline as well? That's right. What would make Indiana 5? Like, what are you hoping for in Indiana Jones 5?
By that time, it'd be what year?
2022 is what it's slated to release.
50s.
So it's 57.
No, I mean, like, what year?
Oh. So 57 was Crystal Skulls.
Really?
Yeah.
What year were the other ones? Because they start out around, it's like just pre-World War II or like beginning of 40s.
Yeah. So Crystal Skull was set in 1957. Temple of Doom is actually set 1 year prior to the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark. So 1 year before. So that's technically a prequel. Raiders was 1936. Temple of Doom was 35, and Last Crusade, I think, was 30. Okay, so 38 was Temple of Doom. Or not Temple of Doom, sorry.
So
Last Crusade.
So we just skipped, I mean, I don't want to say we skipped World War II, but like we skipped like the main chunk of World War II altogether and jumped to 57.
Yep.
There were so many cool things you could have done. You know what? I hope that they forget about 57 altogether and just do a prequel to 57 and do it during like 1943, once they like the Nazis are really invading Europe and stuff, and he's in Europe. I think this could be a very interesting story. Not that I want to label him down to only working with Indiana Jones punching out Nazis, because it's my favorite, but I think it's like there's a big cool chunk of time there. Like, don't get me wrong, the late 30s, a lot of bad stuff was already happening, but it was like that chunk between like 40 and 45 is like when stuff got really, really out of hand,
What do you think, Nikki? What would you want to see from Indiana Jones 5?
I'm thinking, because I would want it to continue in a timeline which would be 60s. I'm trying to think of like some mind-blowing thing in the 60s that would be relevant to Indiana Jones.
It'd have to be the Cold War, and he'd have to go to the moon. And I don't know if I want Indiana Jones on the moon,
No, I don't know about that.
Indiana Jones in space.
Right? It's just like a 60s TV show, and he's like, whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
Danger, Henry, danger.
No.
It is going to be the next and final installment That is what it said. And it will be, looks like it might be followed by a reboot of some sort, according to these articles that are here on the fandom wiki page. Shout out to fandom.com for having all of the information for the stuff that I need to learn more about. Every week we do these things when I don't remember certain aspects of these fantastic shows. So that's how I roll. If I don't know something, I look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like, I don't know, like say like if they did like 1960, what artifact would he be looking for in the 60s? I don't know much about archaeology in the 60s, you know?
Yeah, same.
Would he be looking for the lost,
Or something that'd be relevant enough to...
Yeah.
Maybe he could be like looking for the Book of the Dead in Egypt, but I feel like that's a little too mummy-ish.
And then he meets Brendan Fraser.
Fingers crossed.
Oh man.
Fraser playing himself in The Mummy crossed with Harrison Ford playing Indiana Jones, and they happen to, you know, coincide, and they have to join up in the 60s.
And they realize that they are each other. Like Harrison, Brendan, what are you doing here? Well, I was told to be here.
This is like a straight to Sci-Fi Channel movie that we're explaining right now.
Starring Ian Ziering and Tara Reid.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know what he could be looking for after that, you know, like maybe he could be the guy who finds the I think of the word, the fossil for the first Jurassic Park. Makes sense to me, right?
Like the amber site.
What if I think I got it. What if Indiana Jones discovers and finds the Elder Wand?
Of course you brought it back to that.
Ended on that note. Harry Potter confirmed in Indiana Jones because he's finding the Elder Wand in Indiana Jones 5. J.K. Rowling makes an appearance.
All right, hear me out. I'm gonna one up this. What if inside some amber, he finds a lightsaber? Long time ago.
You 3-upped it right there.
Okay.
But inside the light, instead of a kyber crystal, is a little wand.
What if he finds the frozen remains of R2-D2 and C-3PO?
Boots it back up. Oh, hello.
But C-3PO is wearing Harry Potter glasses.
Yeah, one has a lightsaber, the other has the Elder Wand.
And the universe is right.
Inside R2-D2 is the skeleton of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Just super morbid.
And that's when they found out that Earth used to be called Naboo.
And then a global warming event killed off all the Gungans. Oh, wow. I took that way too far.
Nope, you didn't. You're in the right. You're on the right side of history.
Oh, man. One of these days we need to talk about prequel trilogy theories that make the movies better.
For the love of God, don't say.
Oh, and how to relate the prequels and the sequels to Star Wars.
Yes. Were you gonna say don't say that Jar Jar was a Sith Lord?
Yes. It's bad because you knew exactly what I was gonna say. Like, if people think that's true, they know nothing about animals. I'll tell you that right. Like this.
I'm blocking his negativity. and that's how the Sith survived. You don't believe it.
Yeah.
The greatest trick the Sith ever proved was convincing the Mickey that Jar Jar Binks wasn't a Sith Lord.
That because he was a Sith Lord, that's why he could do backflips into the water. You're right.
Yeah. I can't do that, so that's the only explanation.
I don't know anyone with a low IQ that could do a backflip into the water. Crazy, right? If anything, I know with low IQs can definitely backflip into water.
Wait, so you're agreeing with us now?
Oh, slowly but surely he's backsliding into agreeing with us, Nick. I can tell you that right now. But on that note, I'm Michael.
I'm Mickett.
I'm Nikki.
And this was a Star Wars podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.